In this story, we follow a main character who has been diagnosed with a severe mental disorder and now perceives everyone as pigs. In truth, this perception existed long before. To perfectly match his condition, he ends up with a divine class that grants him an advantage against pigs, fitting since he is actually a butcher, though no one around him knows it. Things are about to escalate to the extreme. Still, it works out because he will get his revenge in the chapters you are about to see. The story begins in a hospital's psychiatric ward. Are you telling me that everything you see appears as a pig? Is that serious? The person in front of her nods in confirmation. The doctor, clearly harboring ulterior motives, widens her eyes and asks, "So in your eyes, I'm a pig as well?" "Exactly," the young man replies. "This is the first time I've ever heard something like this. Guys, there's no way around it. This is completely insane." He literally sees everyone as pigs. Still driven by hidden intentions, she thinks, "What a handsome young man," and begins unbuttoning her blouse. Well, putting that aside, let's see if your basic instincts still function. "What do you see now?" she asks after opening her blouse, thinking, "Impossible, I'm so beautiful that even a madman couldn't see me as a pig." But it's clear that he truly perceives everything as pigs. Staring at her coldly, he says, "I see 2 pigs. You really are insane," she exclaims, then points to a model on her desk and explains that a part of his body is deformed compared to a normal person, compressing his brain and optic nerves. Maybe that's why he perceives everything and everyone as pigs. It's extremely bizarre. The only way to fix it would be spinal surgery, but the success rate is very low. If it fails, he could end up paralyzed from the neck down. In other words, it's not worth it. If all he does is see people as pigs, it's better to leave things as they are. The risk is too high. Judging by his expression, he seems to agree. "Doctor, if you're done, can you give my spine back?" The doctor, wearing a cynical smile, thinks he really believes it's his spine. Such a handsome young man, what a pity. Apparently, he leaves the place shortly after. On the bus, he carries a file labeled severe mental illness. "My name is Yuan. Ever since I can remember, everything has looked like a pig. Maybe it's because my parents are butchers. In the end, it doesn't affect my life that much. Maybe only when it comes to choosing a partner." He explains that he had hoped to resolve this before the day of class awakening, which is happening now, prior to everyone being assigned their classes. We then see the ceremony site. As he enters, he wonders if his condition will affect his awakening, which would be a serious problem. A girl approaches and says, "Brother Yuan, you finally arrived. If you had been late, I would have beaten you." From his perspective, her hand appears as a pig's hoof. It's beyond words. This is unbelievably funny. "Did you hear me?" she shouts, yet to him she still looks like a pig. Nearby, a man and a woman comment on why the two are always together. They'll probably get married and have children after the class transfer, since they've been together since childhood. "Stop talking nonsense, Brother Yuan. Let's ignore them." It's hilarious, because he literally sees her as a grotesque pig. He's visibly uncomfortable. The concept is great. Then Director Zal, standing at the altar, announces that the ceremony order will follow student IDs. This detail alone is amusing. He instructs everyone to get organized. Now is the time to show everything you've learned. The awakening depends on strength, agility, and spirit. These are the 3 main attributes. The higher your attributes, the higher your class. Once awakened, give it your all, as your class will determine the rest of your life. If you obtain a combat class, you will be admired by millions and bring honor to our academy. Let's begin. Place your hand on the stone, boy. The ritual begins. Common class, intermediate mechanic. The boy's reaction is hard to describe. Director Zal looks disappointed, while the boy appears horrified. Common class, advanced doctor. He becomes a doctor but is still upset because it's considered a common class. Common class, inferior engineer, and another person breaks down crying. Things are not going well. "Nothing but trash," someone remarks. Then a red-haired boy, whom we'll call Dinglong, steps forward. He approaches the stone with a look and gesture as if touching something precious for the first time. As he makes contact, golden light radiates from the stone. Combat class, Shadowless Sin Sword, a rare class. Dinglong has awakened a rare class, shocking Director Zal, himself, and the entire audience. Director Zal, already thinking about future benefits, asks his name. Director Zal, "My name is Dinglong." "Excellent name, young man." Then he adds, "Go rest well, and later I'll visit your home to discuss your future plans with your parents. The situation sounds questionable." "Thank you very much, Director Zal." Fans gather around him saying, "Amazing, Brother Dinglong." Next, Yuan. It's the main character's turn. "Good luck, Brother Yuan." He walks up the stairs without concern. His posture shows complete indifference. This boy seems mentally unstable, but his attributes are extremely high. Normally a person's attributes reach up to 3, but he has 10, 3 times higher. He places both hands on the stone, and a faint purple aura begins to form. A surge of yellow and purple light erupts from the stone. The pressure generates a powerful wind that spreads across the audience and even reaches Director Zal, leaving everyone stunned. The stone reveals his awakened class, Butcher. He is shocked. Both Director Zal and the main character say, "It's truly a divine class." However, Director Zal immediately becomes discouraged upon seeing it's a butcher class. "The stone must be faulty, you failure." Everyone begins mocking him. It feels like the origin story of a villain. People question how such a ridiculous class could exist. Was it luck or misfortune? Lucky for being divine or unlucky for being so pathetic? Director Zal becomes visibly irritated and explains that in all his years, this is the first time he has witnessed a divine class, and it turns out to be a butcher. How ironic. He continues, saying that if it had been a divine warrior, doctor, or even alchemist, it would have brought honor. The greater the expectation, the harsher the disappointment. I thought this brat had potential, but he turned out to be worthless. Student you, he starts to speak, but the scene cuts to the main character noticing something unusual, as a system interface appears showing details about his class. Here we see the core trait of his class, the nemesis of the pig clan. His attacks deal 50% more damage to pigs. For every pig he kills, this bonus increases by 1%. Damage taken from pigs is reduced by 50%. In other words, he hits pigs harder, takes less damage from them, and on top of that, he sees everyone as pigs. Do you realize how overpowered that is? He smirks and says, maybe having a mental illness isn't so bad after all. He reacts the same way anyone would reading this, completely stunned. From his perspective, the entire place is filled with pigs. Even Director Zal looks like a massive pig to him. He steps down from the ceremony platform, and the people in front begin laughing at him, especially Dinglong. I thought this academy would produce a true dragon, but instead it gave us a pig butcher, Dinglong mocks. The person beside him adds that the academy only has one real dragon, clearly referring to the red-haired boy. Dinglong smiles smugly, enjoying the flattery, and says, "You're too kind." The blue-haired girl then says, "It's okay, brother Yuan. Relax. You awakened a divine butcher class, so you might follow in your father's footsteps." Meanwhile, others mutter that he must have accumulated luck over many lifetimes to stand beside such a beautiful girl. She adds that his father must be happy, and that her own father likely feels the same. The main character reflects that she has been his neighbor since childhood, and explains that their parents, both with ordinary jobs, always tried to bring them together. Next, Shuling Chao calls the announcer, referring to the blue-haired girl. "It's my turn, brother Yuan. I wonder if I'll inherit my mother's tailoring job or my father's winemaking. Either way, no matter what I become, I'll always stay by your side." He watches her with a blank, lifeless expression. She walks toward the stone and extends her hand. As soon as she touches it, a surge of blue light and strong winds spreads everywhere. It seems she will receive a powerful class as well. When she sees the result, she is completely shocked. "What? This is a legendary class," Director Zal announces. "Combat class, Sacred Snow Spirit Sword Saint, legendary rank." In other words, she has awakened a legendary combat class. It is astonishing, and it is a combat type on top of that. She stands before the stone, gathering aura while examining her class. Naturally, the scene highlights her as she steps forward. She awakened a legendary combat class, even though her parents have civilian professions. This is extremely rare. She continues radiating aura on the platform. "Student Shuling Chao, do not worry about anything. If you need help in the future, the Kink Academy will support you." She leaves with a colder expression and says, "Thank you." The onlookers whisper, one is a butcher, the other a legendary fighter. Will she still follow Yuan around? Do you even need to ask? She's advancing, and what is he doing? If he had any sense, he would distance himself. He claps his hands and says, "Congratulations." She responds coldly, "Yuan." Then, with an unfocused gaze, she says they had misunderstandings before, but everything is resolved now. "We are no longer the same people." He replies indifferently, "That's fine." She continues, "I know this must be hard for you. You don't have to pretend to be strong." He remains completely unaffected because to him she is just another pig. She goes on saying he is only a butcher and will never reach anything great. "If you have no objections, then it's settled. Stop bothering me with that pig-like face. Finally, I'm free from that pig." He leaves with a satisfied expression. This moment is pure comedy. He walks away saying, "If that's all, I'm leaving." She is left confused by his reaction. Then Dinglong steps forward eagerly. "Miss, would you like me to teach him a lesson and make him realize what he lost?" She keeps her unfocused stare. "Hey pig butcher, get over here." He continues walking, ignoring everyone. "I'm talking to you. Are you deaf? What's your problem?" the main character asks coldly. From Dinglong's perspective, the main character's gaze becomes terrifying. He instinctively steps back in fear. "What is happening?" That look made me feel like a pig on a cutting board about to be slaughtered. Underestimating him is a mistake. The crowd bursts into laughter while someone asks what scared him so badly. "How dare you look at me like that?" Without hesitation, the main character strikes back, and their fists collide. He puts his full strength into the blow. Dinglong's hands are severely injured from the impact. He screams in pain, and everyone is shocked. "Impossible. You're just a pig butcher. How did you do that?" The main character, gathering aura and confidence, says, "I'm a butcher, so being stronger is only natural, isn't it? What's going on? Look at brother Dinglong's hand. You are, I'll kill you." Dinglong draws a strange blue blade and charges at him. The bystanders whisper that the main character is finished. A pig butcher fighting a combat class user? He should have just admitted defeat. "That blade can cut steel like paper. I'll put you in your place right now. My body won't move." Dinglong begins to freeze in place. "Shuling Chao, why are you still helping him? Stop this. Please, stop. I don't want you fighting because of me." Her ego remains high. "This girl is something else. Yuan, you saw it too. We no longer belong to the same world. This is the last time I help you. Consider this a farewell." The main character walks off scratching his ear, completely indifferent. She tells him to leave the city, warning that if Dinglong seeks revenge again, she will not protect him. Yawning, he replies, "If there's nothing else, I'm heading out, guys. See you." A bystander remarks, "He really doesn't seem to care about anything." Someone approaches him. He looks ahead coldly and sees only a large pig and a pig-like dog blocking his path. "Can you move your pig or your dog? They're in my way," he says while the dog keeps biting him. "What do you mean, my pig? Do you have no manners? What is wrong with people these days?" He takes a deep breath and says, "Perfect. Time to test a theory." He kicks the dog without hesitation, leaving the old woman stunned. "My baby, don't scare your mother like that." It seems the dog is gone for good. System notification appears. Small pig eliminated. The dog is indeed dead. Level increased by 0.1%. Bonus damage against the pig clan increased by 1%. This is extremely powerful. Everything he kills counts as a pig. He can essentially farm experience endlessly. His ability is incredibly broken. So my assumption was correct. It really works. How dare you kill my child and mistreat an old woman? I will fight you to the death. He turns to her and says, "I have a mental disorder," showing his diagnosis, leaving her speechless. "Anything else? Otherwise I'm leaving." He remains completely unfazed. She realizes she is dealing with someone unstable. If he could kill her dog, then confronting him would be pointless. "Alright, take care of your health, young man." People change their tone quickly when they feel threatened. Then we see Yuan's house. "My son awakened as a pig butcher." "Well, that's something." "Yes, father. He takes after me." "What's wrong with being an honest pig butcher? It's better than a world full of conflict and death. Tomorrow I'll take you to the slaughterhouse so you can learn." That night his pajamas even have a pig design. The irony is clear. His father mentions that people have probably heard his son is just a pig butcher. Stop asking about it. A mysterious figure then says, "Who would have thought the son of the ghost cry would become just a pig butcher?" Yan, "Is that boy really your son?" This openly insults his father. However, it reveals something important. The father was once known as Ghost Cry. This suggests he has a hidden past, possibly as a spy or something similar. This detail will likely be explored later. Angered, the father stands up and orders them to leave immediately, warning that next time he will not be so polite. There is no need to get upset. If your son is truly just a pig butcher, then the organization will not bother you anymore. This hints that something significant will be revealed later. The mysterious figure leaves through the window. The next day his father takes him to the slaughterhouse. Upon entering, he explains that a good butcher starts with a proper knife. "Come on, son, choose the one that fits your hand best." He focuses on one blade and says, "This one is perfect." System notification appears. Slaughter knife selected. Divine Blade activated. He gains a passive skill called Divine Blade. Each pig killed with this blade grants 0.1 free attribute point. It is purely beneficial. His father explains that the first step for a butcher is learning how to use a knife. A pig struggles in front of him. The animal squeals repeatedly. He prepares himself. "Aim for the weak point, son. One strike, one kill." He drives the knife into the pig, which collapses immediately. System notification appears. You have slain a common pig with the slaughter knife. Level progress increased by 1%. Bonus damage against pigs increased by 1%. Free attributes increased by 1%. Very good, my son. It's just a shame your aim still needs improvement. For a more efficient strike, aim directly at the throat. A diagram highlights the correct target point. My son, I know slaughtering pigs may feel tedious at your age, but this is what supports our family. Father, can I kill all of these pigs? He is eager to level up, while a pig in the background looks startled. The situation is oddly amusing. "That's my boy. If you want, you can also handle Uncle Lee's and Uncle Chen's pigs." He begins slaughtering every pig in sight, steadily increasing his stats with each kill. By the end of the day, he reviews his system. System notification appears. Total pigs killed 49. He worked non-stop all day. Bonus damage increased by 100%. All three attributes increased from 10 to 15. Current level 5th grade apprentice. "Is that really your son? How did he become so obsessed with killing pigs? He finished a week's workload in a single day. That's my boy. After all, my son has a divine pig butcher class." Looking at his knife, he says he has become fully accustomed to it. He then decides to venture outside the city. The next day, he leaves his room with a backpack and a heart full of ambition to hunt pigs. He explains that this world is filled with various demon races. He also mentions that humanity formed a federation divided into 9 districts. The city he lives in is located on the border of the 5th Special District. That morning, he stands at the city's edge, ready to leave. Going inward is not an option. A guard warns him that, as someone with a common class, going beyond 1 kilometer from the city is dangerous. The guard advises him not to proceed. "Do you understand?" the guard asks. He replies casually, yeah, treating it like a routine interaction. We see him deep in a dark forest, where faint noises echo in the background. Then it appears a goblin. To him it looks like a pig-like goblin, and he concludes its identity based on its color. He says this is a perfect chance to test his new ability, Butcher of the Shadow of Death. He activates it. The goblin is terrified but is quickly decapitated, ending its suffering. The system announces that he has killed a goblin pig. Level progress increased by 5%. Bonus damage against pigs increased by 1%. Additional 0.1% free attribute points gained. He concludes that the stronger the pig, the greater the rewards. That conclusion is obvious. While staring at the system, he recalls Director Zul's warning that goblins never travel alone, and behind him multiple green eyes appear. Excited, he raises his knife and says he is about to gain a lot of experience, calling all the goblin pigs toward him as they charge without hesitation. Without a second thought, he begins cutting them down rapidly. He turns the goblins into pieces, preparing them in every possible way, leaving only a baby goblin behind. "Come here, little ones, let's play." The baby goblin flees in fear. He tracks it to what he assumes is their cave and enters without hesitation, determined to gain more levels. He followed the small goblin. Every goblin in his path soon meets its end. A system notification appears, stating he has reached the 6th level. Strength increased by 25, agility and spirit as well. Bonus damage against pigs increased by 120%. He remains expressionless while reviewing the results. He seems focused only on gaining power, without any deeper goal. Suddenly he hears a noise, turns quickly and finds a door, which he kicks open. Inside, he sees human legs. The scene resembles a familiar dark scenario involving goblins. Several baby goblins approach a restrained girl, and she cries out, "Help!" Seeing her tied up, he raises his hand coldly as she pleads, "Don't kill me." Accepting her fate, she closes her eyes and begins to cry. Instead, he cuts down the baby goblins and slices through the ropes binding her. She is so shocked that she removes the gag from her mouth and starts shouting. Looking at her coldly, he says, "Stop screaming, the goblins are already dead." She looks around and confirms it. "Thank you. You saved me, my hero." He responds without emotion, "I didn't come here to save you." They leave the cave, and she notices the corpses along the path, amazed at how he eliminated them all. She asks if his class is a combat type. "What's your name?" she asks. "My name is Yuan. When you leave the cave, head that way and you'll reach the city." Later, in the dense and shadowy forest, someone is walking. It is the girl. He approaches her directly, pointing his knife, and asks why she is following him. "Are you a spy sent by the goblins?" She denies it, saying she is simply afraid to return alone. She is clearly intimidated by him. "I see. What is your name and why are you here?" "My name is Sha Nana." She explains that her mother's birthday is approaching, and she wanted to find a blood moon flower as a gift, but she was captured by goblins. She then proposes a deal, offering that if he helps her obtain the flower, she will ask the best blacksmith in the city to forge him a new blade. "Do you know how expensive a blade from the best blacksmith is? Leave now, or I'll cut you down." Internally, she thinks, "I'm cute and attractive, so why is he treating me so harshly? Does he have a problem? Do you know who I am? My father is Shinana." Her family is one of the 4 great families of the city. Her father, the patriarch, is close to becoming a grand master. He immediately becomes interested and asks, "Are you serious?" He considers that with her father's wealth, forging a high-level blade would be trivial. She shows him a protective talisman from her family. "My father gave this to me. It also works as a defensive item." She explains that even a high-level master would struggle to harm her. However, the goblins ambushed her and captured her despite it. She adds that they could not get close because of the talisman, so they locked her up instead. Otherwise, things would have been far worse for her. She implies what could have happened without saying it directly. He recognizes that the talisman truly belongs to her family. "All right, I believe you. I'll help you get the blood moon flower, and you'll help me obtain a high-level blade. Deal." They shake hands. She pulls out a map she had hidden. This marks the location of the blood moon flower. But wherever the flower grows, there is also a blood moon serpent, so it will be dangerous. A giant serpent? Yes, exactly. According to a survival guide, the blood moon serpent has strength comparable to a 9th-level apprentice. She admits she is unsure if she is strong enough to fight it. However, he already envisions it as a giant pig-like snake. Instead of fear, he feels excited. He has never seen such a creature before. She wonders if he is even listening. Since he defeated a goblin tribe alone, she assumes he must have a high-level combat class. "Let's go, you lead the way." Elliton says the man gives off a sense of reliability, yet at the same time seems untrustworthy. "You get it? Bushes. People hiding behind bushes. That is a silver-horned rhinoceros. They must not provoke it under any circumstances." When enraged, its strength matches that of an 8th-level apprentice. As she says they only need to sneak past quietly, the protagonist suddenly stands up with his knife, and she asks what he is doing. He then delivers one of the most absurd lines so far. "If it dares to eat grass today, tomorrow it might dare to eat people." What kind of logic is that? He rushes alone toward the rhinoceros, which is simply grazing, and in a swift move prepares his blade, slicing the creature into multiple pieces. It collapses to the ground immediately after being brutally cut apart, as he defeats it in the blink of an eye. He kills it with a single strike. System notification. Level increased, now a 7th-level apprentice. Silver-horned pig rhinoceros eliminated. Extra damage against pigs increased by 122%. He is incredibly strong. His face shows clear excitement as he reads the message. Will this knife still hold up much longer? "Yuan, what is your class?" she asks. "My class is Pig Slayer. I am a butcher." It seems impossible that a non-combat class could defeat a silver-horned rhinoceros in a single blow. He is even looting the rhinoceros. He simply takes its horn and leaves. He gives the girl a casual excuse, saying the rhinoceros was probably too weak, which is why it died in one hit. They are almost there. The blood moon flower is nearby, and they begin moving deeper into a dark forest together. Elsewhere in the forest, the group led by Director Zal appears. You all performed very well in the practical training, especially the student I have high expectations for, he says, while Dinglong stares at her chest. Wait, I heard something. Who is there? Show yourself. A shadow appears in the background, soon revealed to be the protagonist. What are you doing here? Yun, is that you? I am just passing through. Just passing through. It looks like you failed to surpass Shuling Chao and came crawling back after us like a stray dog, she mocks, leaving him stunned. It is the blue-haired girl speaking. Yun, I thought I made it clear last time. We belong to completely different worlds now. Stop bothering me. He begins to grow irritated, his hand trembling. So you still dare to show yourself before me. Perfect. I was actually hoping to run into you. He starts emitting a purple aura while holding a knife that burns with the same energy. That is Dinglong's blade. Has he already reached the higher yellow rank? That is a true spiritual weapon. The flattery is excessive. Director Zal is surprised, thinking about how Dinglong reached rank 4 and formed a lower yellow grade weapon in just a few days. He concludes that Dinglong could even challenge a higher grade opponent and calls him a genius. Yun, I told you to leave the city. This time I will not help you. What kind of history do you have with them? She asks. Without hesitation, he turns to her and asks how much a lower yellow grade spiritual weapon is worth. Probably several 100,000. Are you even listening? Do you not understand the situation? Last time you took all the attention. This time I will take it back no matter what, he says, charging toward the protagonist. I will take it back no matter what, he repeats as he advances. And show Shuling Chao. As he attacks, the butcher's blade remains intact while the protagonist stands still, surprising everyone. Behold my true power. He shatters the protagonist's blade. Good, very good. You are just trash. I will finish you in a way that ensures you will never cut another pig again. A normal blade is as fragile as paper against a spiritual weapon. Yuan, why provoke him? Director Zal does nothing. The protagonist calmly says he does not even need a weapon to face Dinglong, and throws the broken blade away. What? Still not convinced? Are you asking me to get serious? Do you want to die? He says, leaping forward. The protagonist throws a punch straight into Dinglong's stomach, sending him flying far away. Brother Dinglong. Director Zal is shocked, realizing he did not even see the attack. Look how he fell. Damn it. Are you okay? He struggles to respond, claiming he is fine while internally feeling close to passing out. Director Zal watches closely. Yan, could it be that you have already reached the 7th apprentice level? The protagonist extends his hand, picks up Dinglong's weapon, and remarks that it seems decent. He reached the 7th level, while Shuling Chao is still at the 6th. Director Zal explains that combat and support classes share the same levels but evolve differently. Combat classes must fight, train, and endure injuries to gain experience. Their early progression is slower, but once they advance, their growth accelerates. Support classes have a much simpler path. Alchemists and craftsmen do not need to fight, only dedicate themselves fully to their profession. Han is a clear example. At the beginning, he only needed to keep killing pigs to continue leveling up. So he is taking advantage of higher attributes due to his level. Is that not unfair to combat classes? The blue-haired girl says. Each time Yuan levels up, the number of pigs he must defeat doubles. Once he reaches the next realm, the requirement will become overwhelming. Meanwhile, combat classes begin to progress much faster after mastering techniques early on. In other words, he is beating Dinglong now because of his level, but eventually he will fall behind due to his class. Exactly. Oh, is that so? If that is all, I am leaving, he says indifferently. He carries a detached, almost indifferent attitude. Yuan, why are you doing this to yourself? You have overworked yourself as a butcher. I cannot believe this. Look at those tired eyes. Just to act tough in front of me. She once again insists that they now belong to different worlds, while he remains indifferent. What an annoying girl. That is enough. Another girl steps in to defend him. How long are we going to keep this up? Yuan only came here with me to find the blood moon flower. Running into you was just a coincidence, so stop making baseless assumptions. Then another member of the group comments, look at that, she treats as a treasure someone Shuling Chao discarded like trash. Is she blind or something? And this guy shows up saying, he may lack real skill but he sure knows how to charm women. He already hooked another one, what a perfect pair, like a snake and a dog. Unbelievable. In the next instant, the girl in red, whose name he cannot recall, slaps everyone. The teacher questions why he was struck as well, saying, you dared to hit me. Are you trying to die? As she raises her family medallion and warns that anyone who touches her will regret it. Director Zal recognizes it from afar. He immediately becomes nervous. The tension is obvious. Hold on, stop this. Now I remember where I know her from. I remember now. She is the daughter of the Shai Nana family. Miss Shai Nana, what brings you here? That is none of your concern. I will go wherever I please. As for you, Director Zal, the quality of your students is concerning, Shai Nana says. Oh yes, this is my fault. I will discipline them later. Make her apologize to Yuan. Apologize right now. Do you hear me? My job depends on this. He does not say that last part, but it is obvious. I am sorry, Yuan. Shai Nana family, just wait. Let us go. We will be late. The protagonist shows no reaction at all. That is what makes him interesting. I would act the same way. I do not care. No one is leaving. You still owe me a spiritual weapon. Come take it if you have the courage. I will be waiting. The protagonist turns and walks away, and the other warns, "You will regret this." They continue deeper into the forest, reaching a darker, denser area, with a scene that speaks for itself. Suddenly, she pulls out another item from her chest. It is surprising. She has more items stored there. This is the place. We need to be careful. System notification. Exclusive mission assigned. God-slaying butcher blade activated. Each pig killed with this blade grants 0.2 free attribute points. The value has doubled. It seems I chose the right blade. He glances at the girl in surprise as she pulls out yet another item. He cannot believe it. What is that? A spirit orb. What are you doing with that? This orb contains the souls of giants. What is all this? Are you carrying a treasure vault? These are fire and lightning pearls. They can even injure someone in the entry realm if caught off guard. When the serpent appears, these might save us. You are full of surprises. I will go take a look. He jumps across without hesitation. She confirms that the flower is indeed there. It is not an ordinary one, but a rare twin blossom. Their luck is remarkable. However, she soon senses something approaching. The serpent suddenly appears behind the protagonist. He quickly detects its presence. Facing the serpent, he notices its pig-like snout. What are you staring at? Never seen someone picking flowers? The serpent is confused by his reaction. Then it begins to move. Do not just stand there. Come quickly. Be careful. The protagonist jumps back toward the girl as she throws the spirit orbs. The orbs strike the serpent and cause a massive explosion. The impact sends the protagonist flying. Yuan, are you all right? He lands heavily on the ground, yet she still asks, are those pearls really that powerful? The serpent falls into the ravine. Blood crystal twin flower. At last, the blood crystal twin flower is revealed as a variation of the blood moon flower. The blood moon version slows aging, while this one grants eternal youth. What woman would not want to stay young forever? I understand. My mother will definitely love this. After saying that, he jumps across again, while she wonders if he will pick one for her too. She thinks he has finally understood. He collects the flower and places it in his bag, then hears a massive roar from the ravine. The serpent returns, and now he no longer has the orbs. It survived the explosion. This blood moon serpent, even within the fire realm, is close to a 9th level apprentice. Do you have more pearls? My father only gave me 2. The protagonist faces the serpent directly and activates his new ability, Blood Shadow Butcher, making the serpent hallucinate as if it is being butchered. While it is distracted, he grabs the girl and runs. Of course I waited for you. You risked your life to get another flower for me. That one was for my mother. Her reaction is striking. The serpent recovers and charges toward them again. She panics, saying they will not escape, while he thinks bringing her only made things worse. He throws her aside and uses the opening to let the serpent swallow him. Yuan, can you hear me? Show yourself. The serpent roars as he slices it open from the inside, severing its head. She is completely stunned at the sight of the most dangerous serpent she has ever seen being defeated. He emerges from the serpent's head calmly and says, "Were you calling me earlier? I am glad you are safe. I did not want you to get hurt because of me. That is disgusting. You almost turned into serpent waste." He then checks his status window. You have slain a special pig. Level progress increased by 80%. Advancing to 8th level apprentice. Bonus damage against pigs increased by 1% and gain 0.2 free attribute points. And they decide to leave the forest. Miss Shenena, why did you return so late? This old man was worried sick. I was about to organize a search party. We found this. My mother will definitely be happy. Miss, if you wanted a blood crystal flower, you could have sent a servant. If anything had happened to you, I wanted to pick it myself to give to my mother, and with him protecting me, nothing would happen. This young man is Yuan, a butcher. The man wonders why she would rely on someone with a common profession to face the serpent. He questions whether Yuan truly defeated it. This young master has great potential. This gold ring from the Shah family is worth 200,000. I will give it to you as thanks. No, I only want a butcher's knife. A butcher's knife. This kid must be out of his mind. He does not even want a proper weapon. It is amusing that almost everyone who meets the protagonist assumes something is wrong with him. Shah Nana wants to find the best blacksmith in the city to forge a spiritual weapon for him. That is what I promised. Understood, miss. Leave it to me. Please arrange for her to be taken home. The patriarch is already worried. Yuan, I will look for you again. The man tells the protagonist he may request any reward for saving her, but asks him not to have improper thoughts about her, as that could lead to serious trouble. He thinks to himself, to me your young lady is no different from a pig. No problem, I promise I will not get involved with her. I only want a high-level spiritual weapon. He leaves, saying the best blacksmith in the city is near the family estate, and everything will be arranged by the next morning. The scene returns to the forest, where animals gather near the serpent's corpse, along with a woman. He killed my pet beast and stole my spiritual herb. The arrogance of these humans. I have memorized his scent. It seems the protagonist may face trouble later. He is then seen walking through the city, arriving at a shop with his new spiritual weapon. Hello. I came to sell some beast materials. The shopkeeper says she never expected someone so thin to take down a silver-horned rhinoceros and offers 10,000. He calculates that his father earns 100 coins per pig, meaning that horn equals 100 pigs. Something behind him catches his attention. Can you buy this with 10,000? You have good taste. She explains the armor is made from serpent scales and sharp claw materials, providing excellent defense while regulating temperature in both cold and heat. She adds that quality items are expensive. That armor costs 150,000. 150,000. My father would need to slaughter 1,500 pigs to afford that. Slaughter pigs? He places his weapon on the table and asks her to appraise it. He asks if she would trade for the armor, and she is stunned upon seeing a yellow-grade spiritual weapon. She quickly hands him the outfit and says, "Of course it suits you perfectly, take it." She then thinks to herself that he must have a high-level combat class and considers winning him over. Normally a trade like this would include a 10,000 fee, but since you are handsome, I will make an exception. You will have to find a way to please me later, young man. What is your class? I am a pig butcher. A pig butcher. The protagonist returns home and says he has a gift for his mother. A blood crystal twin flower. Where did you get that? Do not tell me you stole it. How would I do that? I went outside the city, saw two giant snakes fighting, grabbed the flower, and ran. Are you crazy? Outside the city is dangerous. We are only pig butchers. How could we protect you if something happened? Do not ever go out there again. I understand, mother. I will not do it again. That is my son. Someone suddenly shouts outside, calling for his father to come out immediately. Are you calling me? Yuan's father, I heard your son stole a spiritual blade from my son. You must be mistaken. It is revealed that the two men were childhood friends. However, the other has become a high-ranking 6th-level director. Their difference in status has driven them apart. You must be mistaken. My son is only a pig butcher. How could he steal your son's weapon? Father, it was him. He took my blade. The man accuses him of failing to raise his son properly, allowing him to steal from others. He insists they confirm the truth by asking the son directly. Yuan, what is going on? The protagonist calmly explains that the other man's son tried to kill him, and he simply took the saber instead. From his perspective, he even came out ahead since he could have died. Dinglong becomes uneasy and denies trying to kill him, claiming he only wanted to fight. For your father's sake, return the saber now, and we will forget everything. The saber has already been sold. Everyone is shocked. In that case, pay 1 million immediately. 1 million is excessive. A lower yellow-grade spiritual weapon is worth about 200,000 on the market. Did you think this was a negotiation? The protagonist becomes irritated. His father intervenes, saying they will pay, but gathering 1 million will take time. Old friend, since you cannot teach your son properly, I will do it for you. You have 15 days to gather the money. If you fail, do not blame me for using force. It seems possible the protagonist could reach a comparable level within that time. What do we do now? Was he not your childhood friend? Try talking to him properly. I will bring him some pork later and try to apologize. 1 million. Father, do not worry, I will handle this. I am not angry, but promise me something. If you ever get into trouble again, tell your mother and me. Do not carry it alone. Hearing this, he thinks he must obtain a spiritual weapon as soon as possible to enter the spiritual realm and surpass Dinglong. My son, are you hiding something from us? That flower is far too rare. How did some random pig butcher end up with her? At that point, he realizes there's no hiding it anymore and decides he has to tell his parents the truth. He begins by admitting that he isn't exactly a normal person. Hearing this, his parents are completely stunned. Their reaction is spot on. Son, are you saying you don't like women? The MC replies, Dad, I'm very open-minded. If you like men, go ahead and be happy. His father, already tipsy, nods along, saying, That's right, that's right. His mother adds, Just keep your distance from your father, please. Both of them jump to the wrong conclusion, and he quickly clarifies that isn't the case. He explains that he isn't attracted to men or women. Instead, he has a mental condition that makes him see every living being as a pig. They respond, Everyone looks like a pig to you? Wait a second. So you're basically a pig butcher who sees all people as pigs? Does that mean you can take anyone down easily, like slaughtering livestock? Yeah? Seriously? Wait, does that mean you actually have a combat class? His father, now concerned, says, Yes, I think so. Son, come with me. It's time I teach you some real techniques. After years of butchering pigs, I developed my own style, the butcher's blade art. Today, I'll pass this technique on to you. If anyone ever tries to kill you, you'll be able to defend yourself. Dad, I already caused a debt of 1 million, and you still want to teach me this? Money matters, but not more than my son's safety. The principle is simple. It's just like cutting down a pig. Pay attention, I'll only teach you 3 moves. He grips the blade and assumes an attack stance, releasing a purple aura. Then he shouts and unleashes a powerful slicing strike. Look at that form. What a technique. He finishes with a dramatic superhero pose. At that moment, it's the first time the MC shows any emotion other than indifference toward others. The first strike is called Falling Star. The MC watches in awe. The second move, he says this while leaping into the air, focusing on the previous attack he launched. He swings the blade again, releasing a pale blue energy that resembles lightning. That energy collides with the earlier attack he sent forward. This technique is called Moonfall. Dad, how did you do that? That was insane. It's just about distorting the space around you and extending your perception. The third strike is called Sun Devourer. As he speaks, he releases a blazing red aura that crashes down like a massive yellow lightning bolt. Is that really meant for cutting pigs? What kind of pigs have you been dealing with, celestial giants? No questions. Just learn it. You have 1 day. I'll master it properly. Where's your butcher knife? It broke, so use mine for now. Holding his father's blade, the MC immediately struggles. He literally falls backward. Wow, this is heavy. His father says, Train properly. I'm going back to sleep. My dad used this heavy blade all this time to butcher pigs. Unbelievable. The MC raises his trembling hand and says, Falling Star. Right after, he collapses to the ground. The scene is perfect. Meanwhile, his father watches from behind a tree. He mutters, "Foolish kid, one day you'll reach the Imperial Ascension realm, and these 3 strikes will be enough to defeat even celestial beings." The MC keeps training all night and finally makes some progress, completely exhausted. At dawn, lying on the ground, he forces himself up. While gripping the blade, he remembers how Dinglong's father looked down on him and his own father. Falling star. This time he releases a pressure that devastates the ground, shaking everything around him and sending birds flying. Afterward, he becomes even more drained than before. Still, he smiles because he finally succeeded, then collapses again. The damage he caused is massive. You have been promoted to apprentice level again. Strength 55, Agility 55, Spirit 55, Class Skill Blood Shadow Butchery, Level 2. New skill acquired, Meteor, also known as Falling Star. The scene cuts to what looks like a hospital room. He was literally hospitalized. "Doctor, will my son be okay?" "Yes, he'll be fine. He only fainted from exhaustion. He probably trained non-stop all night." She recalls the moment she realized how far he had pushed himself. "And you as his father allowed him to reach this point? Stay home. When I get back, we're having a serious talk." Based on the lactic acid levels in his body, it's as if he did 1,000 sit-ups, 1,000 push-ups, and 1,000 squats overnight. That reference is great. And he still ran 100 kilometers. In other words, he did even more than Saitama. "Doctor, are you serious? Is it even possible for a human to do all that in one night?" "Not for an ordinary person, but considering your son Yuan's mental condition, it might be possible." "That bastard. I'm going home right now to beat that irresponsible father so badly even his own mother won't recognize him." She storms out of the office, furious. "I didn't expect him to endure that much. Anyone else would have died from exhaustion. It seems I'll need to give him private lessons tonight." "Wait, where did he go?" The MC has already escaped through the window. Walking calmly down the street, he thinks that technique consumes too much energy and shouldn't be used carelessly. "Oh right, today I can pick up my blade from Master Tixamin." He heads to the blacksmith's forge. At the forge he meets Master Tixamin, who looks almost like Chewbacca. "You're Yuan? That's me. Elder Director Zhao Zhao informed me about you. I spent the entire night forging the blade you requested. I heard you're a butcher. I never imagined the X family would spend so much to rush a weapon for a butcher. Unless you saved his daughter, which you did." He reaches out to take the blade. "Hold on, kid. This weapon was made from rare millennia-old cold iron. It took 49 days to forge. It's a high-tier yellow-grade weapon. Weapons like this recognize their master. If your cultivation level isn't strong enough, it will reject you." The MC continues reaching forward. He grips the weapon and immediately feels something. The pig reacts in shock. The MC is surprised and thinks, "It's much lighter than my dad's. He lifted it that easily? Hey, what's this blade called? It doesn't have a name yet. It's yours, so you should name it." The X family really does have money to spare. "Alright, I'll name it. I'll call it Dragon Slaying Blade." What a terrible name. Now that I have this blade, all I need to do is hunt monsters and earn money. And more importantly, if I reach the Ascension realm, I might be able to teach Dinglong a lesson. As he walks, he overhears 2 men discussing something interesting. Recently, the number of beasts has increased a lot. We know why. The MC provoked trouble when he killed that woman's snake. "Yeah, I passed near an armored bull that's usually calm, and it chased me for 5 kilometers. Perfect, I've found my target." The MC leaves the city, and with his sharp perception, he notices people watching him. Suddenly someone throws a blade at him. 3 thugs step out from behind the bushes, and he immediately understands the situation. "You dodged my surprise attack earlier. Looks like Brother Dinglong was right. This brat really dared to leave the city again. He must be trying to run away and abandon his parents. Pathetic. We've been watching you for days. Brother Gal from Campina ordered us to cut your tendons the moment you stepped outside the city and bring you back. System notification. Pig-slaying knife has been replaced. God-slaying blade activated. Using this blade a little grants 0.3 free attribute points, which means the gain has tripled. Before it was only 0.1. Having a quality weapon really makes a difference. Let me show you something. This is my new weapon, the Dragon-slaying blade." "Wait, what did you just say? What's your weapon called?" "Dragon-slaying blade." "Oh, actually it's Dragon Slayer knife." "Alright, I messed that up." "That's right. So you really named it Dragon Slayer knife." They burst out laughing. "Do you think you're some legendary Dragon Slayer?" For the first time, the MC does something new. He smiles and says, "No, I'm not a Dragon Slayer. In fact, I'm just a pig butcher." A dark aura forms behind him. While the ones in front keep laughing, the one in the back begins to sense something off. "This guy's a joke. He's not even looking in our direction." Instant kill. The big one realizes too late that it's over for him. System notification. You used the pig-slaying knife to eliminate a human pig. Level increased by 5%, bonus damage against pigs plus 1%, and 0.3 free attribute points. He's dead. Did you see that? The MC starts leaping across the trees, and the others are already terrified. "Coward, you have no honor." A blade flies straight at him, and the same system message appears again. "This is impossible. I didn't see him move at all. His strength is far beyond mine. He's a monster. Good thing I'm smart. I'll just run." Too late. He gets impaled by the MC's blade. The knife pierces clean through. Nothing remains lodged in his body. He's done. The MC pulls the blade from the tree, and the system notification appears again. You started this, the MC says. He notices a scroll on one of them and quickly grabs it. Oh, a skill scroll. System notification. You obtained a beginner movement skill. Underworld Shadow. When activated, agility increases by 30% for 30 seconds. It may be basic, but free is always good. This isn't quite Saitama level. Then he hears footsteps in the distance and immediately detects them. He jumps into a tree and looks down at the bodies he just left behind, where a furry creature appears on top of them. What kind of creature is that? Another one shows up nearby, devouring the corpses. They're eating them, and they think they can eat us too. They can't be allowed to live. Underworld Shadow. He activates the new skill and charges forward. The creatures leap toward him, aiming to attack from above. From above, the beast strikes with the spikes on its back. The MC counters with a powerful slash straight through it. System notification. You use the pig-slaying knife to defeat a spiked pig. Level increased by 5%. Bonus damage against pigs plus 1%, and 0.3 free attribute points. 80% experience remaining to reach the Ascension realm. I'll just pretend that was acupuncture, he says. The remaining two creatures stare at him. The MC suddenly drops onto all fours in front of them. They seem confused, as if questioning what he's doing. He glances back, and they lose interest, returning to feeding on the corpse. He approaches slowly and starts laughing right in front of them. Even the creatures are startled by his behavior. Without warning, he thrusts the blade into one's neck, gaining more attribute points. Now only one remains, and then none. He pulls the spikes from his body, feeling some pain. 70% experience remains before reaching the Ascension realm, the next tier beyond Apprentice. I need to achieve it today, he says. A massive golden-horned boar appears in front of him. Actually, that's a rhinoceros. A rhinoceros monster, the MC says. See, it really might start devouring us. The beast charges straight at him, ready to attack. But like every creature that faces him, it ends up completely overpowered, cut apart, and finished instantly. The massive creature collapses lifeless behind him. The MC looks back and notices something dragging the rhinoceros into the forest. What's going on? Did it come back to life? Annoyed, he says, what's happening? That's my loot. Fine, come out, we'll fight to the death. There's a pit filled with cocoon-like webbing. Looks like spider silk. A giant spider suddenly appears behind him. It prepares to attack, but as usual, his basic strikes are enough. This spider looks impressive. It's covered in gold. A very wealthy spider. Even its legs are gold. Gold? Those are nice legs. I'm taking them. The creature rushes at him. The MC blocks every attack effortlessly. Then the spider spits webbing, trapping him. He collapses to the ground, dazed and disoriented. The spider looms over him. System notification. You have been poisoned. Toxin analysis. Tarantula venom causes mental confusion and neural collapse. But his mind is already unstable, so it barely affects him. The webs begin tearing apart as he rises in a frenzy. Covered in vomit, eyes glowing blue, even the spider recoils in fear. He starts unleashing multiple slashes at it. Still vomiting, the spider tries to defend itself while searching for an escape. It moves toward a hole, pulling the thread still attached to him. He raises his blade and rushes forward, striking its head with precision and killing it. He's completely out of his mind, yet victorious. Then he collapses again. System notification. Ascension realm, first level, strength 100, agility 100, spirit 100. An hour later, he wakes up and thinks, did I level up? What happened? Why am I so exhausted? He genuinely doesn't remember anything and assumes the spider died beside him while he slept. Wow, that smells really good. The author clearly went overboard here. Her chest is bigger than his head. How about sharing some with me? Can I have a little? She assumes that anyone who looks into her eyes must obey her completely. You want food? Go hunt your own. This barely covers me. What? What's going on? She's never been rejected before. Is my charm not working on him? A demon boar. All he notices is that she has horns. Fine, you don't have to give me anything. But I want to ask you something. Huh? What is it? He stuffs everything into his mouth so he won't have to share. Have you seen a blood crystal twin flower around here? I cultivated that flower for decades, but someone stole it and even killed my pet. Do you happen to know who did it? He starts panicking internally. That wasn't me. It wasn't you, right? No, it wasn't me. This situation is impossible. I've got it. It was a vile human who took your flower. His name is Dinglong. He also killed your cute little snake. I even told him. How could anyone kill such an adorable snake? I see. I'll deal with him right now. The demon woman flies off. Do you think I'm a fool? I can recognize your scent. Did you think I found you by chance? You already knew it was you. Then why force me to lie? Why? She didn't do anything. How dare you? Her demonic aura intensifies. She grabs him by the legs with that overwhelming presence. Tell me where my flower is, or I'll strangle you right here. The MC activates his skill, Blood Shadow Butchery. Seeing it, she freezes in shock. She suddenly feels as if she's on a slaughter table, about to be cut down by him. She trembles, placing a hand on her own skin. The MC bolts, shouting that she can keep the meat and the spider's golden leg as payment for the flower. She immediately chases after him. She's trouble. If I can't escape, I'll have to use that move. Flying at extreme speed, she quickly catches up to him. A massive creature appears. It looks like a wind and fire earth ape. The MC heads straight toward it. The beast tries to grab him, but he dodges and says, "Where did this pig-like gorilla come from?" The scene shows a huge muscular ape facing the unhinged MC. The flying woman attacks the creature. "You cursed beast, get out of here!" She lifts it with her power and lands a devastating punch on its head, knocking it unconscious instantly. She turns toward the MC, eyes bloodshot. He stands ready, holding his blade with precision as if she recognizes the technique. "Wait, that technique?" He raises the blade and says, "Meteor." Startled, she thinks, that technique shouldn't exist anymore. Is he bluffing? She hesitates, unwilling to take the risk. If he's not bluffing, I'm finished. A voice in the distance says, "Uncle Kanan, something's happening up ahead." There's a small confrontation unfolding ahead. Both of them sense a third party approaching. 3 people arrive on the scene. "So you called for backup? I'll remember this." She flies away quickly, deciding it's better to make an excuse and retreat. The MC relaxes. The 3 newcomers approach him. They notice the fallen ape. "Miss Jin Yang, the escaped ape was killed by this boy." "Wait, I had nothing to do with that. I was just passing by." "What's your name, kid?" The MC thinks everyone is trying to pin the blame on him, and no matter what he says, they won't believe him. "My name is Yuan, but listen, I swear I didn't do anything." "Yuan, I want to invite you to join the Nine Heavens Alliance." Both the MC and the man beside her are shocked. He recalls that 3 major forces rule his city: the Sha clan, the Thunder Lion Alliance, and the Nine Heavens Alliance. "I never expected this boy to kill a 7th stage Ascension Realm ape in a single strike. He must be a prodigy." The man explains they are currently recruiting. The MC can only think about how that woman defeated a 7th stage beast with 1 blow. That makes the situation extremely dangerous, and she might come after him later. "So, what do you say? Our target is the Blazing Flame King, and we need strong and skilled fighters." The MC, clueless, asks who that king is. She's surprised that a combatant doesn't know about him. She explains that cultivation is divided into Apprentice Realm, Ascension Realm, Master Realm, and Grandmaster Realm. Each realm has 9 stages. Once someone reaches the 9th stage of Grandmaster, they can earn the title of King, and the Flame King is someone who achieved that peak. "I understand. Is there any benefit to defeating him?" "You really don't know anything, do you? If you defeat someone with the title of King, you take their title and their territory. But not just anyone can attempt it, so that means I can jump straight to the top level. Of course I'll try. I accept joining the Nine Heavens Alliance." "Perfect. That's 1 more member for us. We're closer to victory now." She intends to use him. What a naive kid. He pulls out a dagger and stabs the giant ape. "Are you skinning it?" She calmly confirms. They need its hide to craft fire-resistant armor, because the intense heat alone would melt someone without protection. Their original plan was to capture and skin the beast later, but it escaped by breaking its chains. "Oh, skinning is my specialty. Do you even know how to do this? I'm a professional, literally." Then the guy lunges toward the monkey, draws his powerful blade, and with a series of precise strikes delivers the monkey's skin completely stripped to the girl. "Man, what the hell is this? A sack of skin? This is way too good. Ah, take it all. He really is something else." With the new member and the monkey's hide, they all leave the area. "Miss Jin Yang, now that we have the hide, we just need to turn it into armor and everything will be fine. This time we'll claim the king's inheritance before anyone else." Then someone shows up at the scene. "Oh, wow, it's the Thunder Lion Alliance. What are you doing here?" "Miss Jin Yang, would you hand over the giant monkey's hide?" "So you already knew our plan from the start. They were just waiting for us to show up." Miss Jin Yang is truly clever. "You know what will happen if you refuse to give us what we want. I'd like to see you try anything. My hammer shows no mercy and follows no aim. Just to be safe, hand over the giant monkey's hide now. I'll call for reinforcements. Here, take it. I've got a feeling this guy is going to betray them." Look at that sly little grin on his face. Something unexpected happens. The main character jumps onto the sack of skin, catching the man off guard. "What are you doing? Hand that over right now. I was the one who peeled it off, so it's obviously safer with me." It seems the Nine Heavens Alliance isn't very united, is it? Then she thinks that at a moment like this, all that's on his mind is the monkey's hide. That's when she realizes what I mentioned. Wait, not here. He really intends to betray the group. "Miss Jin Yang, why do you suspect me? You should be wary of the newcomer instead. That kid looks exactly like a traitor. And that hammer with no direction? It's already heading towards someone. I can't stand watching this chaos anymore while the guy is already raising his hammer and calling him a traitor." But just as he's about to strike, the other one leaps in. "Everyone for themselves. Good luck to whoever survives. The Thunder Lion Alliance promised me a much better reward. That stupid brat had to show up and ruin everything. Lord Lei, I almost had it, but it looks like we'll have to settle this by force. Dia Yuan, you know exactly how I deal with traitors. Ha, big guy, with my speed you won't even touch me." Then he deflects something with his blade. It looks like the hammer. "Come on, finish this guy and bring me the hide." The big guy is left stunned. "You've already reached the 2nd level of the Master Realm? We came prepared to wipe out the Nine Heavens Alliance. No one is leaving here alive today. Maximum speed. That's exactly what I'm talking about. But the guy's speech is all messed up, so you have to interpret it. He charges at the big brute with both blades, completely overwhelming him, though the target manages a slight dodge after blocking. Meanwhile, another guy calmly watches, holding a dagger, then suddenly rushes toward the one carrying the hide. Man, this is getting intense. This is pretty insane. But Shananana steps in, launching multiple wind spears that force him to dodge. Stop her now, don't let her act. They exchange looks like a meme, yet she swiftly blocks both attacks. Impressive reflexes. Damn, Eon just reached the first level of the Ascension realm. He stands no chance against that traitor at the 5th level. This is what happens when you trust someone useless. Missy men making a now beauty simple pack. Men now passive skill triggers again. The pig's deadly glare. I forgot the name, there's no subtitle. Whatever. I love this scene. He now sees himself lying on a butcher's board like a pig. Look at how he perceives it. This is brilliant. System notification. The Blood Shadow Slaughterer has reached level 3. The main character is insane. He immediately lunges, striking the opponent's blade. Yeah, it looks like he hit the blade itself. Still holding the hide, he follows up with another sneak attack. Shadow of the Underworld. You think you can compete with me in speed? You're far from it. I doubt you can catch me. I can't let the monkey's hide get damaged. Then he takes a cut to the leg. It doesn't seem severed, but the artwork suggests otherwise. You bastard, you actually dared to ambush me. Got you. His hand grabs the man's face. This kid is extraordinary. He can fight someone far above his level, unless he has some kind of divine combat ability. Then he notices attacks heading toward the girl. Tian, hurry, help me. He looks over and sees the big guy being crushed by the blade user. And he's clearly struggling. Just look at him. Completely wrecked. Then he comes up with a smart plan to deal with the enemies. First, he needs to eliminate the leader. The guy is in shock. Literally looks like he's been electrocuted. The gap of a single stage within the Master Realm is like a chasm. You have no chance against me. Then he explains that within his domain, the enemy gradually loses their senses until they can't even move. And yes, his domain is clearly tied to thunder and lightning. Go join your companions in hell. Hey, are you still alive? The main character activates his passive Blood Shadow Slaughterer. The enemy freezes, trapped in an illusion of being slaughtered like a pig, even biting his own tongue to escape it. Then someone tries to strike, probably Prote, but the attack is blocked by a blade. This kid is only at the Ascension level, yet his skill can wound me. He must possess a divine class. He cannot be allowed to live. Run, you can't defeat him. The level difference is enormous. There's nowhere left to run now, kid. A kick to the gut. The main character is sent flying a great distance. With such pathetic strength, you think you can fight me. That single kick was enough to kill you. And the main character laughs. He's completely losing it. He's gone mad. This kid, he bought time with his own life. I need to take advantage of that. Mountain-splitting hammer. He starts electrifying his daggers again. And the level gap really is massive. Even just one level makes a huge difference. With a single motion, he stops the attack and completely electrocutes his opponent. As the man is about to die, he says, "Do you know who my young leader is? You may kill me, but if you touch her, the Nine Heavens Alliance will hunt you to the ends of the earth." Hun? The Nine Heavens Alliance? Ridiculous. How could they compare to our Thunder Lion Alliance? Relax. We won't kill Miss Jin Yang. Our brothers are just planning to have some fun with her. No, if you have the guts, come at me. Then a beam of light shoots in from behind. He turns back, but it's too late to react. He struck directly. Meteor. Man, that hit was devastating. The meteor strike finished him instantly, and damn, he even took his clothes too. The giant monkey is left stunned. That brat is still alive. What kind of technique did he use? Just look at the extent of those injuries. That's terrifying. The main character realizes even his golden scale armor cracked from the attack. Without it, he would have actually died. The moment you thought I was dead and let your guard down was when my counterattack began. The big guy immediately warns not to be fooled by his empty expression. His combat experience far exceeds what his actual level suggests. The badly injured man then says, "There's an expert here today. Staying longer would be reckless." Very impressive, kid. I'll remember you. He quickly retreats, fleeing at full speed. He escaped, kid. That was intense. Are you both alright? Miss Jinyang, I truly admire your judgment now. That kid saved me at a critical moment and severely wounded that guy who just left. I forgot his name, but he still managed to get away. Little brother, you saved my life. When we return, whether it's a feast or anything else, I'll make sure to treat you well. Uncle Yuan would never let anything happen to him, but I still don't understand. An enemy even Uncle Kanan couldn't defeat. How did he manage it as a first-stage Ascension Realm cultivator? Then they noticed the man trembling, clearly panicking. A traitor in their midst. No way. Everyone is already staring at him with killing intent. The hammer is in front of him and now it's over. Alright, enough jokes. Brother, forgive me. I know I was wrong. My wife is pregnant and my mother is ill. I just needed money. Rest in peace for the sake of our past friendship. I'll take good care of your wife and even wash your child's hair every night. Unbelievable. He really said that. That's insane. No. Then the big man steps in and kills the traitor. Miss Jinyang, I don't think the Thunder Lion Alliance will let this go. We're all injured right now. I'm worried we might get ambushed on the way back to the city. Don't worry. I've already sent a distress signal. Someone from the Nine Heavens Alliance will come to pick us up. These are recovery pills. I brought 2, one for each of you. Here, that's rough. She only brought 2. Imagine if more people had been injured, there are 3 of them. And he's already thinking about taking one, knowing each pill is worth over 50,000. The Nine Heavens Alliance seems extremely wealthy. These are high-grade pills, and both of them take 1. But if I get hurt again, I won't be able to afford more of these. I need to find another solution. Miss Jinyang, that sonic attack you used against the Thunder Lion Alliance, could you use it on me? You want to use my sonic technique to enhance your movement skill? He nods, thinking that shadow technique came from a scroll. So basically, he needs consistent training to improve it, unlike his other abilities. He keeps thinking he must level up as soon as possible, because if he faces a true expert, he's done for. Tien, you were a great help earlier, but my level is too high. You might get hurt if I'm not careful. A stomp echoes on the ground. Are you ready? Yes, Captain. This is a good chance to test the boy's level. The ability he displayed seems divine, and she appears in an almost angelic form. She begins playing her instrument and launches an attack at him. He activates his underworld shadow skill, but I can still handle more. He dodges swiftly. He evades with ease. What? Sound waves are my exclusive ability. She starts firing multiple attacks at him, and he dodges every single one, even striking a flashy pose mid-air at the end. If I can't even handle a second-stage Ascension Realm expert. Sound effects fill the scene. Miss Jinyang is getting serious. It'll be dangerous if she accidentally kills Yuan. The main character's eyes turn red. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. He keeps counting. 13, 14. You can see how he's dodging everything. This is insane. 17, 18. He lands heavily, but another large opponent charges at him. Ah, the slaughtering blade. He blocks it, getting pushed back. It seems he managed to defend it just in time. That's it. That's the feeling. System notification. Underworld Shadow has reached level 2. When activated, it increases speed by 40% for 1 minute. Again, that's enough, Miss Jinyang. It's just training, there's no need to go that far. Our people have arrived, Miss Jinyang. She turns, frustrated that she didn't land a single hit. He dodged everything and even blocked attacks. Sorry for the delay. It's fine. The Thunderlion Alliance won't dare cause trouble again so soon. Let's head back. And you, Jinyang, aren't you coming with us to the city? I'll go ahead. I still have something to take care of. All right. Be careful. I'll be waiting for your report when you return to the Alliance. She finishes by saying she'll prepare a very special gift for him when he comes back. Sounds good. He says goodbye to them. He runs off toward the treasure, saying, I hope they're still there. Perfect. Everything is still here. The golden scale armor is broken. Maybe I can trade these golden spider legs for something with better defense. Yeah, something more defensive. He throws the sack over his shoulder. A new day begins. Father, Mother, I'm back. Do you still have a son? He's shocked by what he sees. His house is completely ransacked. He drops everything and starts searching for his parents. Father, Mother, where are you? What happened here? It has to be that bastard Dinglong. Where did you take my parents? Quang District. Hey, who are you? This is Brother Dinglong's private residence. You can't just barge in like this. The lead wolf steps forward, and everyone trembles in fear. Wine and scattered items are everywhere. They appear relaxed, while Dinglong is training with some kind of sword, unclear if it is wooden or real. Next time we meet, I'll make you pay. Then the main character bursts in, kicking the door off its hinges and sending it flying toward Dinglong. He had barely arrived and was already thrown into chaos. He crashes to the ground, coughing up blood. What is going on? Was that an explosion? Who dared to break Dinglong's door? These moments are incredible. The man is pinned down under heavy debris. My goodness. The main character looks furious. Just look at his expression. He carries an overwhelming aura, like the stench of everything he has endured. I've been looking for you. Some of my men were watching you, and they died tragically. Was that your doing? Enough stalling. Tell me where my parents are. The sins of the son fall upon the parents, so they will pay for what you've done. And while we're at it, I'll kill you to avenge my men. The guy under the door recalls how his father returned home looking terrified. Did he really do something to his parents? You signed your death sentence the moment you messed with my parents. Oh, it's just you? A punch lands squarely on his face before he can finish mocking him. The blow is so strong it cracks the wall. Impressive. Wait, this kid, he reached the Ascension Realm in just a few days. Luckily, I just advanced to the 6th stage of the Ascension Realm. The main character had just defeated someone at the Master level. There is no way this man can handle him. I just want to see how badly he gets beaten. You dare challenge me while being this weak? You must be insane. His body becomes covered in stone armor, revealing his ability. Stone armor reduces agility but greatly increases strength and defense. It grants extra resistance against bladed weapons, an additional 40%. Time for you to see my full power. Yuan, your death will not be mourned. The man charges forward with a powerful punch. The main character senses it from afar. He activates Underworld Shadow and dodges swiftly, attempting a slash, but the stone armor blocks it. In one quick motion, the opponent kicks him, sending him flying across several blocks and slamming him into a wall. You need to understand there's a vast gap between us. You can't break my defense, but if I touch you, you're dead. Damage taken from pigs is reduced by 65%. The main character is overpowered. He calmly puts his blade away, and the opponent thinks, I struck him with full force, yet he's still standing and moving. This makes no sense. That is the essence of it. Since my blade can't break your stone armor, I'll fight you barehanded. Go ahead. Let's see if your flesh and bones can withstand my stone armor. The man grows uneasy. The main character is already closing the distance. He is right in front of him. He delivers an uppercut straight to the chest. Then something astonishing happens. His damage against pigs increases by 500%. How is this possible? That punch felt like a cannon blast. The armor shatters completely. The impact leaves him injured, yet he prepares another strike. A direct punch to the chin. Now he has defeated both father and son. More precisely, he completely overwhelmed them. He even tore off part of the man. That was impressive. He activates Blood Shadow Slaughterer while gripping Ding Long's father by the head. The man immediately begins trembling, as if under an intimidation effect. Tell me, where are my parents? He unleashes a barrage of punches on the older man. Stop that. If this continues, my father will be beaten to death. No, I need to help him, but my legs won't move. I'm afraid I'll be beaten to death too. The situation spirals out of control as the blows continue. Stop, please, stop hitting him. The main character stands before the battered, broken man. The only thing he manages to say is, your parents were taken by someone else. All that suffering for nothing. Who took them? Yesterday I went to your house to collect money, but when I arrived I saw 3 tall figures in black cloaks inside. People in black? You still dare lie to me? I swear I'm not lying. Your father seemed to be arguing with them about something. He recalls the scene he witnessed. He had gone there for money and saw everything. The moment one of them looked at him with a threatening gaze, and he was instantly terrified. It was so frightening he nearly fainted. When I regained consciousness, your parents and those cloaked figures were gone. Can you prove that? After they left, I found something in your house. A letter your parents left for you. The main character takes the letter and begins opening it. He unfolds it carefully. Yun, I always believed you were just a simple butcher, and that the 3 of us could live a peaceful, stable life, until the day you told me you could see everyone as pigs. That was when I realized something was wrong. Your mother and I can no longer stay by your side. You will have to walk your own path. Since childhood you have always been a good boy, and I believe you can take care of yourself. Do not try to find us. You are not strong enough yet, and stand no chance against them. As long as you can live in peace, that is enough for us. Signed, your father. This is my father's handwriting, without a doubt. Do not be afraid. Jiao Swen has grown up. Let him follow his own path. If he wants to reach the top of the world, then as his father I will clear the way. If one day he grows tired of slaughter and wishes to live as an ordinary person, then I, his father, will bear that burden for him. If one day he reaches the top, we will surely meet again, my dear son. After beating everyone, he leaves while holding the letter, clearly shaken. The man watches and realizes he survived. Father, I will avenge you. You can be sure of that. I am not a match for him right now. How do you plan to avenge me? I will make him pay. A phone lies on the table. What is this? An iPhone. Hello, cousin. It's me. You have to protect me. I was almost killed. This is the same man who was just beaten by the main character. Who in Sheng would dare oppose you? It's a butcher named Yuan. The man immediately trembles. Yuan, a butcher, that brat. We'll settle everything past and present. Father, mother, no matter where you are. He packs his belongings. I will find you. If those people in black could knock Li out with just a glance, then they must be incredibly powerful. What did my parents do to get involved with people like that? If I want to find them, my only option now is to rely on the Nine Heavens Alliance. Hey kid, Master Tixamin's forge. Is your blade still working well? Yes. What is that on your back? He looks at the spider legs. He is immediately shocked. These are legs from a golden venomous spider. A golden venomous spider? What is that? Where did you get it? These are valuable. With them you can enchant your weapon. He explains that the spider had both metal and poison attributes, and by refining the legs, one of those traits can be infused into the weapon for an additional effect. Why not use both attributes? When one is extracted and refined, the other is lost. I'm in a good mood today, so this one is on the house. Metal, right? If I sell it later I can make more. You really don't miss an opportunity. He tosses all the spider legs into the forge. Personally, poison would be tempting, but metal works fine too. Then he begins pouring molten material over the blade. After that, he hammers it repeatedly like a true blacksmith. After several minutes, the Chaos Blades transform into Golden Athena Blades. You're lucky. People usually pay 500,000 for this. Thanks. It feels much heavier now. He thinks, Master, it looks great, but what does it do? Enchantments usually activate after a number of strikes, and metal enchantments trigger on critical hits. Critical hits? Then I chose well. With my system's precision, it will be critical after critical. He knows it is overpowered. There is no denying it, but it does look impressive. He swings the blade back and forth, saying it does not seem to activate, though it looks amazing. It really does. System notification. The Slaughter Blade has been successfully enchanted with level 1 blessing. Passive ability. Every 9 strikes, damage increases by 200%. That is insane. As the skill level rises, critical damage increases, and the required number of hits decreases. That is broken. Thank you, Master Tixamin. If you ever need anything, I will help without hesitation. Yuan, this is all I can do for you. It does not seem like that brute knows anything. The main character stands before the towering structure. It rises to an incredible height. He is heading toward the warrior dragon. Then Director Zal appears. He is heading toward the Nine Heavens Alliance. Yuan, what are you doing here? Master, I just returned. Director Zal, what are you doing here? Do not repeat my questions, boy. I came to recommend students. If they are accepted, it will bring honor to the school. Little does he know Yuan has already been invited. Oh, you do exist. But do not misunderstand. You are not on my recommendation list. After all, you are not in the combat class. They could not find any suitable candidates, not even Shuling Chao. The Nine Heavens Alliance has very high standards. And you, why are you here? I came to train by climbing the mountain with weight. He shows the empty bag. With weight, the director assumes his ability has reached its limit. It would be better for you to live a normal life and give up the combat path. I understand, Director Zal. I will go back to slaughtering pigs. As he climbs, the director suddenly realizes something. Wait, Yuan, what level are you now? I think I am at the entry realm. Entry realm, level 1. In just a few days, that is truly the aura of the entry realm. Even Shuling Chao, under my guidance, only reached level 9. Ordinary classes do not advance this fast. How is he doing this? By my estimate, he must have killed 100,000 pigs to reach this point. This boy is extraordinary. Director, is there anything else? The man remains stunned. Yuan, I want to invite you to participate in the grand final competition. He is clearly eager. Isn't that only for top students? Exactly. There has never been participation from non-combat classes. The selected ones were Shuling Chao and Dinglong. But Dinglong was injured yesterday and is mentally shaken, so he cannot compete. That must be because of what happened. Although Shuling Chao will likely take first place, the competition is based on team points. If the others do not rank in the top 10, one student alone cannot uphold the school's honor. What does that have to do with me? Yuan, if you compete and place within the top 3, I can grant you any condition. Any condition? What I need most right now is 500,000. If you place in the top 3, that amount is not a problem. That is what he says. But in reality, he believes it is nearly impossible for someone outside the combat class to achieve that. In addition, I also want a spiritual weapon with storage capability. He is tired of carrying everything manually. That is asking a bit too much, don't you think? A storage-type spiritual weapon is reserved for the best student in each class. Then forget the deal. Wait, I agree, but only if you truly place within the top 3. Director Zhao leaves, thinking he made an excellent deal. In reality, he has been outplayed. He just does not realize it yet. The main character stands before the gate of the Nine Heavens Alliance. It is massive. What do you want, kid? My name is Yuan. I am looking for Miss Jin Yang. You must be joking. Miss Jin Yang is not someone just anyone can meet. Then the gate suddenly opens. The guard is shocked. Yuan, you finally arrived. I have been waiting for you to report in. Come, I will show you around the Nine Heavens Alliance. The guard stands there, stunned. The South Tower is the residential area, and the North Tower is for general activities. The East Tower is the dining hall, and the West Tower is the training ground. Accepting missions, collecting rewards, leisure, and entertainment are also in the North Tower. Impressive. Come, I will take you to register starting today. And that's where the story ends for now. If you enjoyed it, drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you made it this far, comment the secret phrase, Curse of the Pigs. With that said, I'm signing off for now, and of course I'll see you in the next video.